Battlefield Bad Company 2 is probably one of the highest rated and well-liked Battlefield games of all time, and I always heard good things about this game, but I never quite got around to playing it myself. When I heard that this game was going to be delisted soon from the store on April 28th, 2023, I had to get it and experience the game myself. It also just happened that EA was having a publisher sale, so the game dropped to $5 and I just couldn't resist getting it. Now, the single player campaign works without any problems whatsoever, but as soon as you try to access the multiplayer, at least on Steam, it has some issues because you are required to have a key and to enter a key, but the problem is you don't get a key anymore when you purchase the game, and you're supposed to activate the key inside the game in order to play multiplayer. You either have to rely on EA support by emailing them and for them to fix the problem, or the better option, in my opinion, you can go to VeniceUnleashed.net, make an account, and then download their file and drop it into the game's folder, and then you can play Battlefield Bad Company 2's multiplayer without any issue, except for you do have to log in. Now it saves your name and your password, but it just won't log in automatically. I even clicked the login automatically button, but for me at least, it doesn't seem to work. I have to re-enter the password every time. So you just enter your password, and then you can play this game's multiplayer however you want, with friends in servers, random servers, or whatever you want to do. Now, as the last time I checked, there was only 195 people in total playing the game, with a handful of them playing single player, so there's not actually that many people playing this game's multiplayer. So finding an actual server that has some people in it is going to be a little bit difficult depending on where you live. But when I played the game, there was 2 servers, and that was about it. So you can play multiplayer, but by downloading the fix, but the chance of you finding a decent server is not going to be very good. The single player campaign for this game continues off of what the first game set, the story that it was setting and the characters I was making, and I can't speak much more on that other than what I just said because I never played Bad Company 1, so I can't really comment much more than that on how much this game relates to the first game, but I know it does have the same characters, and I'm just going to assume that it continues the same story. But I never played the first game, and it's not on PC, so I probably won't play the first game, but I'm just going to point that out here. And also, spoiler warning, because we're about to go through the entire story. So, I'm just going to throw out a spoiler warning. But, the game has also been out forever, so, yeah. The game begins in 1944 as a group of US soldiers infiltrate a Japanese-controlled island in the Sea of Japan as part of Operation Aurora. You play as Thomas Wyatt. They secure the Japanese scientist eventually on the island who is working with the secret weapon and has defected. So Thomas Wyatt and his group of soldiers try to secure the Japanese scientist off of the island so they can learn more about the secret weapon. Then they try to escape the island on a submarine. However, the secret weapon then fires and creates a tsunami, taking out the scientist and all the soldiers with it.
Come on, move it! Get that goddamn hatch open!
We made it. We made it. You see? I told you we'd make it, Wyatt.
advance towards the Japanese homeland. President Roosevelt said we had underground.
We then skip ahead to the future, which I'm pretty sure is actually the past now in real life, but there is no exact year to know when this game takes place, or at least that I could find. But I'm pretty sure since this game released in 2010, that near future is probably in the past now, or we're in the time period that this game was supposed to take place. But anyways, Russia has invaded Europe while supporting China's fight in Asia and arming a South American militia. Marlowe, Sweetwater, Haggard, and Sergeant Redford are fighting in Russia to secure the scalar weapon device. Despite taking out Russian soldiers and completing the mission successfully, the device is discovered to be fake, which the US apparently knew could be fake the entire time. After that mission, the squad gets transferred into the Special Activities Division, or SAD for short, since Sergeant Redford was hoping to retire, and they get assigned to a new mission to contact Agent Aguirre, which means Sergeant Redford is sad because he can't quite retire yet. On the other hand, Sweetwater is as happy as can be.
Special Activities Division? Hell fucking yes!
Olivia.
The squad then travels to Bolivia in search of Agent Aguirre. They eventually find Aguirre while taking out a bunch of militia. Aguirre then sends the squad to retrieve his elegance, since he lost it when he was captured, from a French weather satellite that can be controlled from a base in the Andes.
Goddamn, they really did it.
Braidwood said it was a fake.
Yeah, of course it's a fake. I told them it'd be a fake, Christ. They wouldn't just move the actual weapon there, we knew that already.
We did? Hags.
Alright, so, a couple of months back we set up a relay off an old French weather satellite. Hook into this Georgian millnet. Found out plenty. The dummy weapon was just part of it. Then these guys showed up.
They got all your intel?
Yeah.
No backups?
Where?
Once the squad makes their way to the Andes, Sweetwater then forces the satellite to crash.
That is the greatest thing I have ever seen in my entire life.
Let's just go get the damn satellite.
And the squad successfully fend off a Russian attempt to destroy the intelligence, or what's left of the satellite. The squad then gets separated because, well, they just decide to half give up and just all split up for some odd reason. During a blizzard, they all decide to split up, and Marlowe locates the data server and proceeds to descend down the mountain by himself while taking out Russian patrols, and is then extracted by the others in a helicopter, with the only one seeming to be the responsible one is Flynn, who drives the helicopter. Everyone else just decided to split up, and I still don't understand that decision still.
Welcome back, prodigal guy. Hang on.
While in the helicopter, Aguirre tells the squad about the man responsible for rebuilding the scalar weapon. His name is Arkady Kirilenko.
So we better find this guy. Arkady Kirilenko.
Which I 100% butchered his name because that's what I do with like every single name ever. But he is a Russian army colonel the squad encountered back in Russia. Kirilenko is hoping to use the scalar weaponry to disable America's power grid to start a Russian invasion. He is believed to be hiding somewhere in Chile.
Alright, here it is. You're gonna piggyback on a US armored op in the area to get to Kirilenko. It's the only way.
The squad then heads to Chile, aided by the US Army. They eventually find Kirilenko, who then somehow escapes because they really didn't do a good job of, I don't know, keeping him or just shooting him or like knocking him out. No, they didn't do any of that. They just said, don't move or we'll shoot you. And then they didn't shoot him when he started moving, as Kirilenko kind of pointed out. And then he just escapes because I guess he's the bad guy and he has...
I see. You have the orders to take me alive.
Yeah. Thank you.
Shoot him if he moves.
Always the same thing.
I beg your pardon?
You say, shoot him if he moves, but you will not. You should admit the truth of this situation.
Now the situation is, we got all the guns.
Sarge, it's a shipping manifest. The Sangre de Toro.
So who sent you?
We need to go now as opposed to later?
Aguirre sent you, didn't he? He's a clever adversary, you know. A fine move to capture me here.
Sarge!
Adversary.
He's played well to get this far. So have you. I grant you that.
Where the hell did Rasputin go?
Forget about it. Just move.
Hey, you kissed your rug with that mouth? I'm proud of you, friend! Hey, someone give me a smoke, huh? I'm parched. Sweet Jesus, you crazy fucking hippie! Ghost right here, never fear.
Sweetwater then discovers there is a shipping manifest for an abandoned ship called Sangre del Toro, or something like that. Aided by the rest of the squad, Marlowe finds the ship eventually and retrieves the compound which is essential to use the weapon, while also discovering the truth behind Operation Aurora, where the US military sent soldiers on a suicide mission knowing that they would die, just so the US could learn more about the scalar weapon's capabilities.
Okay, what do you see? Marlowe, you're awful quiet over there.
Well, this whole Operation Aurora thing, I think I just found part of it.
What? What? Yeah, baby. Sarge, give me the comm. Okay, Preston, go. Wait, I'm passing in Aguirre too. Okay.
Yeah. Oh. It looks like we knew the Japanese had scalar tech as early as 43. This Operation Aurora was a suicide mission. We sent these guys in to die. All of them. Wyatt, Faraday.
Wyatt? They knew?
Yeah. They even had projected unit casualties. I guess they needed to know what the weapon would do. Wait. Okay, run this code. Sierra Foxtrot 1079er.
That's a U.S. military prefix, but nothing even our clearance could reference. How much?
Hard to say. Just the one.
Just take it and get out ASAP. This area's too hot. We're pulling all our operatives out.
Solid copy.
While on their way back to meet Aguirre in Ecuador, the squad's helicopter is then shot down and they are all separated, parachuting down from the exploding helicopter. Or, well, the helicopter's crashing, I guess. I guess it didn't explode, it's just on its way to explode. Along with their helicopter pilot, Flynn, who somehow gets captured, but they eventually end up regrouping and escape the local militia, which is trying to kill them, and the local militia is paid for by the Russians. Sergeant Redford then gives Aguirre the compound, but then finds out that Aguirre has betrayed them by allying with Kirilenko. Aguirre reveals that he wants revenge against the United States for what happened to his father Thomas Wyatt during Operation Aurora. Kirilenko then betrays Aguirre and shoots him. Just when he is about to take out the rest of the squad, He is stopped as Flynn flies in with the helicopter and starts shooting the Russian soldiers, but he stops paying attention and loses his own life, which kind of sucks because I kind of started to like Flynn, even though I hardly knew him.
Here's your shit. Now tell us what's going on.
You tell me.
This was a con?
My friend is a very dedicated man. You see, for years he was my rival in the quest for the weapon. No longer.
Why?
Because they lied to me.
Who? Who lied to you?
Who lied to me?
Yes.
What does it matter?
Because I did a little digging on you. Nothing interesting. And then you went all loopy when you heard the name Thomas Wyatt. Now, he had a son, James, about your age. Stop me if this rings any bells. Your father was the commando, Thomas Wyatt. And I think when you found out your government got him killed, you flipped. The government, they lied, didn't they?
I had forgiven everything. Until I heard they knew about the weapon. Until then. That's why this country needs to be erased.
You're fucking nuts. You can't just destroy a nation for payback.
I can't, no. But he can.
I concur.
I guess the negotiations didn't work out, huh? Anyway, Karma and me were good. So get a move on. The world needs saving. Hey, Haggard, thanks for the smokes, brother!
Go! Get out of here! Go!
Also, can I just point out, why did they all just drop their weapons instantly? Why is that a thing that happened? I mean, one guy has an RPG, the other three have a gun, they're holding a gun, and then the other two are just like, one's standing there so confident, and the other one's just like, has a pistol, a pistol, but like, why did they all just drop their weapons instantly? I would have like, why didn't they all just like drop to the ground and just start spraying their weapons? Like, they knew if they dropped their weapons, they were probably gonna die anyway because they just been betrayed. Why not just drop to the ground and start shooting your gun? Why would you all drop your weapons at the same time? I don't know, something about that just bothers me a little bit. While Haggard is upset about Flynn getting killed, they hear Kirilenko talking through a guard's radio saying they can't find the Americans. Marlowe then knifes the guard and the squad proceeds towards the city of Quito.
We have a change of plans. The Russian colonel is moving to the harbor. We cannot find the Americans. Be vigilant.
Marlowe, take him down.
I got this one, Sarge.
After making their way into the city, battling soldiers of South American militia and Russian army, they find a large cargo aircraft that is believed to house the scalar weapon. The weapon then goes off and releases a burst of electromagnetic energy, disabling all electronic equipment in the city except for the aircraft where the weapon is held.
Why are they getting on... Oh, wait. Why is the plane glowing? No! Get down!
Sweet. Am I dead?
No. I think they just test-fired the weapon.
Haggard and Sweetwater immediately think the squad should give up and head back home, wherever home may be, after whatever happens. Marlowe then gets upset at his squad for giving up and being cowards. Marlowe then says he'll go by himself to continue and complete the mission alone, before Sergeant Redford stops him and then convinces Sweetwater and Haggard to also come.
I don't want to do this.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm kind of inclined to agree with Haggard.
What the hell is wrong with you?
Preston, we're out of our league. I think we ought to go.
Go? Go where? Home? There won't be a home! Won't be anything! Sweetwater, that's it? Ah, guess you really weren't cut out for this special ops after all. The shit hits the fan, and you want out! Sarge, you're just gonna lay down? I see. Fine. I'll go my fucking self.
No, Preston, you won't. And you too. You listen to Marlowe and you listen good. Come on now. Sweets, this is interesting stuff, man. Don't you want to know how this ends?
You had me at interesting.
Hags, come on now. If you leave, no more T-bone steaks, man.
Yeah. No more buying AR-15 ammo at the mall.
No more shooting trespassers on your porch.
No more biscuits and gravy.
No more Super Bowl Sundays. No more Dallas Cowboys cheerleaders.
Shit. That's Tor. Get out of the way! I gotta save me some cheerleaders.
They then infiltrate the aircraft as it takes off, taking out countless soldiers to try and find Kirilenko, who they think is piloting the plane. They then find the pilot seat empty. They return to the cargo bay to find Kirilenko attempting to fire the scalar weapon again, but this time the plane is high over Texas. With C4 from the plane's armory, they then proceed to blow up the armored window to the scalar weapon room, shooting the weapon to destroy it, which creates an explosion and blows the plane in half, forcing the squad to bail out. But Kirilenko somehow is alive, even though his room kind of blew up, and also somehow gets into the same cargo room and grabs the last parachute, which Sweetwater was supposed to hand to Marlowe, but he's a bit slow. Marlowe then free falls out of the plane and shoots Kirilenko, and is then saved by Sweetwater, who finally hands Marlowe the parachute that was stolen by Kirilenko. Somehow.
What are you doing?
Get back, boys. Hey, it's showtime.
All right, let's get the hell out of this thing.
This fucking thing's going down! Come on! Where's Kirilenko?
Go, go, go!
The squad lands in Texas, Haggard's home state, which the US Army arrives almost instantly. I mean, it's like they were kind of just waiting. I mean, how did they get there so fast, and how did they exactly know where to go so quickly when a plane is falling down and these guys are parachuting in? But anyways, General Braidwood then gets out of a jeep and informs them that they are to aid the US Army against an incoming Russian invasion that is coming through Alaska instead of Texas, much to the entire squad's disappointment. And then the game ends with no Bad Company 3 in sight, much to everyone else's disappointment.
States government. Now, I'm sorry as hell to say this,
but I need you all to come with me.
But why, sir?
The Russians. They're invading.
Sir! No, they're not, sir. We just blew up that fucking ultimate weapon of theirs. P.S. Invasion canceled, sir.
Not here. They're coming in through Alaska.
Alaska?
There are times it sucks to be right.
But in all seriousness, the game is a lot of fun, and I think the campaign is good. It's fun, but I do think that it kind of rushes through the story, and the story is not as good as it could be. I feel like the story's just, if they would have slowed down the story a little bit, added some more missions, added some more story and character development within the story, because the story is interesting, I think they could have made it a bit better with not as many stupid moments in it, because I think this game has kind of some stupid moments where it just really doesn't make sense why that happened. But I think if they just slowed it down a little bit and expanded upon it and added some more missions, I think it could have been way better, because again, I like the story, I like the characters, but it just seems that you don't get enough time with the characters or the story to get more invested. As right when I start getting really invested into the story, the game ends, with the story mode only being about 4 to 4.5 hours long, which is kind of a bit short for a single player campaign. But again, it is fun, and the guns feel good to use. This is going to sound terrible, the next sentence I say, but shooting people in this game feels good, it's satisfying, the levels look nice, I like the level design, though the levels could be a bit more open. As when I was exploring, looking for secrets and stuff, you could go out of bounds super quickly. But yeah, I like the levels, I like the missions, I like the characters. I thought the story was interesting. It just had a few too many stupid moments in my opinion, and the game also looks pretty nice for being as old as it is. Now, to be honest, I don't have much to say about the multiplayer in this game, as I never played this game when it came out or like a few years after it came out, nor have I played the multiplayer that much in general since I got the game, because it's kind of dead now and there's not really that many people playing it, and there's actually only 2 servers that I can seem to join. One is Squad Deathmatch, which I don't really want to play because it's just, well, it's just team deathmatch and there's really nothing interesting about it, and I want to play when I play Battlefield, I want to play Conquest, not Team Deathmatch. Also, the map never changes on Squad Deathmatch, and it's not, I don't really like the map that it's on, so I really don't want to play on that server, but I did to get a little bit of playtime in the multiplayer. And then the other server is Conquest, and Conquest is fun. I actually had some fun in that server while playing in Conquest, but while playing that, the map also never changes, so I started to get kind of bored of that map kind of quickly, and because the map never changes, didn't get any other experience, and that's the only experience I have with multiplayer, and that I will probably have, because in total there's only 192 people playing Bad Company 2 as of making this video, and there's only 2 populated servers, a total of around 50 people that are actually playing multiplayer. So I didn't get to experience other maps or most of multiplayer, but what I did get to experience, it has that classic Battlefield experience, big battles, lots of players, vehicles, weapons, and of course lots of destruction, and it can be a lot of fun, the multiplayer. That is, if you get to play it anymore, because again, it's kind of dead.
Stop! Get down! Down!
The only thing I have to say about this game's graphics is that I think for it releasing 13 years ago, it still holds up pretty well and looks great at 4K max settings to this day, but I guess that is subjective, but I mean, so is everything else in this video. But 13 years ago, it looks great for being a game that's 13 years old. I think Battlefield Bad Company 2 is still worth playing today. If you haven't got around to playing the game in the past 13 years, maybe pick it up from the Steam sale since it is $5 right now. Or if you have Game Pass, it is also on there. I'm not sure if it will be removed from Game Pass, but it will be removed for sale, so I'm just going to assume that it will be removed from Game Pass soon. So if you want to actually own the game and be able to play it after it gets removed, I'd recommend you pick it up from Steam for $5. Because the single player story mode is worth playing in my opinion, because it is fun. You can have some fun with it. I mean, it's not that long, it's only like 4 to 4.5 hours, but it's a fun 4 hours that you can have. And if you want to have some fun in multiplayer, you can. It's possible if you get like a group of friends to join a server with you, you can have some fun, or you can join, or you can join a server with them, or you can just join a server by yourself. Now, there may not be that many servers to choose from, and there may not be that many maps to play anymore because the servers seem to only stay on one map, but you can have some fun in multiplayer. You will just have to do the fixes that I mentioned earlier in this video if you do want to play it. But if you're only looking for multiplayer, then I wouldn't buy this game just for the multiplayer, as it has a low player base, and you probably won't be able to play it soon because of how many people are actually playing the game. Not that EA is shutting it down, but actually because there's no one to really play this game with, so it gets hard to get into a match and play some of the games. Anyways, that's going to be it for this video, so I hope you guys enjoyed it. This video is a little bit different than the videos I have done before, just a tiny bit different. Let me know what you think about it in the comments below. If you haven't already, hit that like button, leave a comment below, tell me what you guys think about Battlefield Bad Company 2. Did you guys play this when the game came out? Do you have nostalgia for this game or other Battlefield games? Let me know in the comments below. And if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button because you want to be subscribed. And I'll see you guys next time.